Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Dante Tortorisi here, as you can see. I am wearing my AirPods, not to flex. It's just because the microphone on my camera, something happened to it. It's not working very well. So I put these in so you could hear from here. So anyways, today we're doing a story time. So I had two story times in mind, and I wanted to do the first one. You guys can guess what the second one is down below. Honestly, you'll never guess it. But, so, basically, so around a year ago, we had this dog. His name was Chewbacca, like the big brown hairy guy in Star Wars, you know. You know of him, don't you? Yeah, you do. So basically, his name was Chewbacca, and we didn't want to call him Chewbacca all the time, so we called him Chewie. So, basically, one day, we were bringing Chewie on a walk. Now, we had two dogs. We had a very high-end breed. I don't really like saying that because, like, dogs are animals, you shouldn't be able to buy them. But we had a very high-end breed of dog. One was like that dog that is like, you know, Chewie's the kind of dog that is normally like, I guess you would think like gray with like the little pink bow ties in his hair, like up because he has really long hair. Um, and our other dog, oh yeah, and he weighed 10 pounds. Our other dog, um, she was very, very small. Now, she was full grown, and the vet did weigh her. She was 3.5 pounds. Um, so she was very small, like very, very small. So we're walking on a normal trail around the pond that I that I live near, and everything was going fine. And then these two old ladies start coming. So as you do when you are a dog owner, you gather up the leash a little bit to get the dog closer to you, so it's right next to you, so there's no problem, so there's no jumping, and so that's what we did, of course. And these women's were not exactly being like kind. It's a small path. It's probably like two people can walk next to each other on this path, and her and her friend, they weren't they weren't like chubby, but they're not like skinny, so they're like in between, so they're a little bit bigger, and they didn't even like go slightly off the path or go like single file to walk past us because me, my older sister, my younger sister, and our two dogs are walking on this path. And here's these two ladies. They start walking up past us, and they pretty much were taking up the whole path. So um, we we started going off to the side of the path a little bit so we could walk past them, and we don't know what happened. They were about a foot behind us, and all of a sudden we hear her scream, like shriek, like she's being killed. So we turn around, and she has a scratch on the back. Like, we turned around, and our dog was making a sound, and there was a scratch on the back of her leg, and it was a scratch. Okay, it was a scratch. It was very small. It was about that big. Like, she started bleeding because these were two older women, and you know, as old people, which sounds really rude, old people have thinner skin. It's just a thing that happens when you get older. So him jumping on her leg, scratched her, and it started bleeding. So that's where this whole thing started. We don't know why he jumped on her. He normally wouldn't ever jump on anyone, and of course he's a really small dog, so it wasn't like this huge thing. Um, I'm sorry if I start shaking. At the time it was very scary, because, which I know sounds stupid, but we basically said, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? What happened? You know what happened?" And she goes, "Your dog bit me," but we clearly could see that he didn't bite her because it was a line, not like a bite out of her leg. She's like, he just took a chunk out of my leg, and we're like, no, it looks like a scratch. And her other friend started standing up for her as a good friend would, I guess, and her other friend was like, "We're gonna need your information. We're gonna need to know his name, the phone numbers, your address, we're going to the hospital right now. And I was like, we were like, okay, we'll give it all to you right now. What are you guys going to do? And they were like, we're going to press charges. I'm going to go to the hospital and you're going to pay for the medical bills. And we were trying to be as respectful as possible, and we were just like, but do you actually know what happened? Oh my god. Sorry for shaking. We're like, but you actually know what happened. Like, how did you get the scratch on your leg? Did you step on his foot or something? Which is what I think that happened. I think that she stepped on his foot and he reacted and like jumped and scratched her leg. But we're like, do you know what happened? And she was like, no. And we were like, she was like, your dog can never come on this path again. Your dog is unsafe and should never leave the house. You should have had a muzzle on your dog, which, if you don't know what a muzzle is, it's pretty much like this little circular thing. It goes around the dog's nose, like their nose and mouth area, so they can't open their mouth. She was like, your dog is dangerous. It should never be around other dogs. It should never be around other people. It should stay in the house. And we were like, oh, okay, I guess, yeah, we'll keep him inside. And then her friend, we didn't tell him what his name was yet. And we go, oh, his name, she was like, and what's the dog's name again? And we go, oh, yeah, it's Chewbacca. And her friend goes, oh, that's an appropriate name. It's like, okay, so you see 3 teenagers, and we're being perfectly respectful. We didn't try to run. We weren't talking back. We were agreeing with everything they were saying. We were saying we were sorry. And her friend just goes, and these are like above middle-aged women. And she just goes, like, because they're a little older. And she just goes, oh, that's appropriate name for him. And we were just like, oh my gosh. Like, we didn't say it out loud, but we were all just like shocked by that statement. So basically, then after that she leaves. And we were like, okay, we're going home now because maybe he's dangerous, maybe, I don't know, maybe he attacked her, which clearly didn't happen because later you'll find out. But, so basically, on the way back, we were like talking, we're like, why would he do that? Like, he's never done anything to hurt someone before. Like, this has never happened. Like, how did she cause it? Like, what did she do to make him jump on her? And I know a lot of people are like, well, dogs just jump on people. Well, Chewy's different. He didn't jump on people because he was getting a little older and he was very calm. So basically, we go home as fast as we can and we tell our mom what happened. She was very worried. She was like, did you ask for their names? And we go, no. And our mom started getting really upset and she was crying. She was like, we're gonna have to put him down. These women are gonna come after me. And we were like, I know, they were very rude to us. And my mom was just freaking out and she's like, I love this dog. We've had him for so long. And we were all very upset. And she was crying, my sisters were crying. And then we get a phone call. And basically, this woman was in the hospital for the scratch on her leg. It's a scratch. It's about that long. And yeah, it was bleeding, but it was a scratch. And our dog had all its shots, which is another thing we told the woman. And it had no sicknesses or diseases. And she was in the hospital. And she called and said that she wanted our insurance for some reason because she was going to make us pay for her hospital bills. And I guess this makes sense because the area I live in is like very like rich. Like a lot of people who live with us, like live around us, are rich. Us, we're not rich, but everyone else is very entitled where we live. So my mom was like, oh crap, I can't afford to pay for her hospital bills. And even though it's just a scratch, but you know hospitals charge so much for everything. So we were like, oh crap, we cannot pay for this. If she comes after us, we're gonna lose our house. Like, we won't have any money for anything. And my mom was so worried. And then about an hour later of my mom just talking to the woman, explaining our situation, explaining everything that was going on, the woman backed off and just went, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened, he just scratched me, I'll be fine. Like, okay, so she goes from like, he bit me, he took a chunk out of my leg, your dog's so dangerous, he should never leave the house, he should be put down, to, I'm sorry, he just scratched me. There's nothing else. I'm not going to come after you. I can pay for the hospital bills myself. How does that even happen? Like, what kind of person just switches like that? Like, I'm so grateful that she changed her mind, but like, when she talked to us 3 teenagers, she gave us so little respect, and we were being so respectful, which I get. Everyone has these beliefs about teenagers on how they're so disrespectful, but all 3 of us were talking to these women politely, looking her straight in the eyes, giving her all the information she wanted. But when she talked to us, she was so rude. But basically, end of the story. Our dog did not get put down. He did have to go to some classes. That's the only thing the women wanted us to do. The woman just wanted us to get our dog put through some classes to make sure that he's safe, and that was the end of the story. We really don't know why he jumped on her. I do truly believe that she caused it in some way, which I don't like throwing blame, but I really do believe that she did something to make him jump on her. I don't know if it was she walked past him and he thought he saw something out of the corner of his eye and was scared, or if she stepped on like his foot or something, or if he got bumped while she walked past him. I don't know, or maybe he was just excited because he liked the way she smelled. I don't know, but so I guess the moral of the story is be respectful to everyone. Don't assume things, and always be reasonable. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Comment down below if you would like to see another story time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.